Kirk could appear in court as soon as today. Authorities say the suspect may have sent messages that hint at a confession, though details are still emerging this morning, and FBI officials are reviewing the evidence, and questions remain about what motivated the attack. We'll have more on this story in just a few minutes. Good morning, y'all. Thanks so much for staying with us here on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Jesus Martinez.
We're glad you're with us. I'm Dana Dixon. Let's begin with a look at your weather as you get ready to head out. It's not too bad out there, but definitely going to warm up today.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you want to get any morning run out of the way or just any run, just do it in the morning for sure. It's pretty nice out there, and the skies are just so beautiful out there. We got some upper level clouds across the area, and we got pretty nice conditions out there. Temperatures in the upper 60s to low 70s across the area. As we take a look at our closer view of temperatures, we got White Oak there at 71 degrees, 73 degrees for Kilgore. We got Douglas at 71, 71 for Tyler, and 70 degrees for Lindale. Moving further south, we got Jacksonville, the warmest at 76 degrees, 74 for Rusk. We got 67 in Grapeland, 66 in Alto, and 66 in Nacogdoches. For today, we're expecting those temperatures to build into the middle 90s, low to mid 90s, I should say, with partly cloudy skies, perhaps maybe one or two showers out of the heat of the day. The better chance for showers will come into the forecast as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, and especially into Friday. We are watching a cold front to swing through. I'll show you what that does to our rain chances and temperatures coming up.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. 7:04 now. The man accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk could face a judge as soon as today.
Prosecutors are expected to formally file charges, and we are learning new details about what investigators say ties him to the crime. FBI Director Kash Patel says DNA evidence links the suspect to items found near the scene, including a screwdriver and a towel wrapped around the alleged murder weapon. Investigators also say the suspect may have confessed in messages shared on the chat platform Discord, writing, "It was me at UVU yesterday. I'm sorry for all of this."
His family has collectively told investigators that he subscribed to left-wing ideology.
Meanwhile, officials say the suspect could appear virtually in court later today as federal leaders push for answers in the investigation. Meanwhile, the Texas Education Agency confirms for us that they have received about 180 complaints against teachers who have posted about Charlie Kirk's death on social media. Governor Greg Abbott says more than 100 of them will have their teacher certification suspended for allegedly calling for or inciting violence. Now in Hawkins, where city leaders plan to meet again with a new budget proposal in the coming weeks. This comes after a tense and closely watched city council meeting.
Yeah, last night Hawkins leaders turned down two proposals that would have drastically cut funding to the city's police and fire departments. One plan would have cut the police budget by more than half. The other dropped it even lower and also proposed cutting the fire department's budget nearly in half. Now, the discussion came after months after Mayor Deb Rushing fired all four of the city's police officers, citing improper hiring. And the last remaining officer, Lieutenant Eric Tuma, was dismissed in June. Now, at the time, Tuma said that the former officers had filed a lawsuit against the mayor and the city. Since then, the Wood County deputies have been handling law enforcement in Hawkins.
Well, a fire that tore through a Longview home over the weekend is now under investigation as arson. Authorities are asking anyone with information to please come forward. The fire broke out just after 9:30 Saturday morning at a home in the 100 block of Houston Street that is near Timpson Park. When crews got there, they found heavy smoke and flames coming from the front of the house. 3 people were displaced and 1 firefighter was treated for minor injuries while battling that blaze. Investigators with the Longview Fire Department estimate the damage to be around $80,000. Anyone with information on how the fire started is asked to call the Longview Fire Department.
We're expecting to learn more today about the death of a Harrison County inmate. It happened just one day after she was booked into jail. The Harrison County Sheriff's Office says 35-year-old Alicia Steubenroch died Sunday afternoon after being taken to a Marshall hospital. She was then booked into the county jail on a charge of tampering with evidence. Her official cause of death has not been released yet, and the Texas Rangers are now leading the investigation. Meanwhile, a student was removed from a Huntington ISD campus after a weapon was found inside their car at Pride Alternative Campus. District leaders say no students or staff were ever in danger and that the safety remains the district's top priority, that is. It's still unclear what type of weapon was found or whether the student will face charges.
There's growing concern in Upshur County, where the Texas Rangers are stepping in to investigate yet another embezzlement case at the Union Grove Water Supply Corporation. District Attorney Billy Bird says an employee is accused of stealing more than $100,000, a serious allegation that comes on the heels of 2 previous cases tied to the very same office. Bird says he brought in the Texas Rangers to ensure a full investigation, and he is urging customers not to pay in cash and to check for any suspicious activity on their accounts. Past cases in 2013 and 2023 involved 2 different employees and thousands of dollars in stolen funds. We'll continue following this investigation and bring you updates as we learn more.
Smith County Commissioners are set to make a critical decision this morning on whether to cut the salary of County Clerk Karen Phillips. She was convicted of interfering with public duties tied to her son's arrest back in March of 2023. And the Commissioners Court will get a legal briefing today on whether the elected officials convicted and jailed can continue to receive pay, and then how to decide on how to handle Karen Phillips' case. Now, Phillips was asked for a review, that is, to see if other convicted officials have had their salaries docked because of their criminal acts.
A heartbreaking loss at Mount Vernon ISD. A high school student has died after a crash. This happened over the weekend. The district released a statement saying, quote, "The loss touches every corner of our school community, and we extend our deepest sympathy to the student's family and loved ones." The district says counselors are available for students struggling to cope, and families are being urged to check in with their children during this difficult time.
All right, 7:09 now. Time now for your morning headlines. FBI Director Kash Patel will testify on Capitol Hill today. He has hearings before both the House and Senate lawmakers, and Patel faces criticism for handling of the Epstein file release and the investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder. Sources say some of the Justice Department grew concerned after he talked about evidence on Fox News, worried it could hinder prosecuting Kirk's alleged shooter. Meanwhile, President Trump's crackdown in crime is expanding. Just yesterday, he signed this memo establishing the City of Memphis Task Force. The move comes after the president announced he would deploy National Guard troops to the city in a bid to crack down crime there. And the U.S. Air Force is beginning to modify the plane that was donated by to the U.S. by Qatar over the summer. Now, details of what's being done to the plane and which company is making those changes are classified, but President Trump has expressed his desire to use it as a new Air Force One. And Popeyes has teamed up with the popular YouTube series Hot Ones. The collab brings some of the show's iconic hot sauces to add just enough spice to suit everyone's level of taste. If you have some, that is, I don't. From the mild sizzle and sriracha dippers to the hot dare and dab ghost wings. And for those looking to kick it up just a notch, there is the last dab, the hottest sauce in the Hot Ones universe. Not for me, Dana.
I knew you weren't trying that at all. All right, let's get to our question of the day now. And this is one I'm not sure I have an answer for. What is a useless skill that you are strangely proud of? Joel, I know that you're clamoring to tell us one.
Yeah, so, okay, the way I got into weather was actually first hearing the tornado sirens test. That got me interested in tornadoes, then that got me interested in just science and the weather. So I could actually, this is my useless skill, you could call it useless, but you could point to a tornado siren, I could tell you what the name of it is, like the manufacturer and what the model is.
That is interesting.
Yeah,
it's
walking
probably
encyclopedia.
not useless for somebody.
Yeah,
that's kind of useful.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not totally useless because back home I did do a couple of projects where I helped people get sirens and stuff, so I'm pretty proud of that. And there were a lot of rural areas in Michigan that really needed them. And I still believe that it's still a pretty effective way.
Yeah.
Not the only way, but definitely still an effective way to receive weather warnings.
There's something new with Joel every single day.
I know. Do you have a useless
The only one
skill?
I can think of right now, it is most definitely useless compared to Joel's, but I can, 99% of the times, I can catch a popcorn kernel if I toss it up in the air
Oh,
and
that's
catch it with my
impressive.
mouth.
Not
That's
me.
about it.
It's going every which way. What about you?
Yeah, typically I have a lot of words, but I don't really know what I do that's useless. Like, what's something that I would do that's like a useless skill?
It's got to be something with sports.
Man,
Damien knows ball.
No, it's not even
It's
that.
not useless, though.
I don't know
Man,
if this
that's
is
so
a
difficult.
useless skill that I have, but I have a somewhat photographic memory. So when I would take tests, I could be like, it's right there on the book. The problem was, I couldn't remember always what it said, but I always knew exactly where it was in the book, and I'd go back and look, and I'm like, yes, it was right there. I knew it was.
That's crazy. I think this isn't in our Facebook comments, but I just looked up because we were like, what talents do we have? Someone said, how many of us just realized we don't have a talent, much less a useless one? So I think we're on the thing we're on. We're like, what do we have?
Yeah, cause that's where I'm thinking. I'm like, what do I? Because especially like working like this schedule, like I don't really have time to like do like things that would be like a waste of time. I would guess I would say.
You want to be
that's
trying to
good.
use your time
maximize.
useful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what's something that I do daily that is probably useless? And I'm like,
But a talent. Well, I like what Carly said. She said, I can say the alphabet backwards ridiculously
And that's
fast.
crazy.
cool.
No, that is crazy.
I need a video of that.
I can only do that with numbers.
I started thinking about it, and I absolutely not.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So I'm
can't
impressed.
even know what's before
Yeah.
Z.
Impressed, Carly.
There's
Yeah.
other ones
That's
that someone else on some other page I'm looking at said they know how all the 100 digits of pi, the 3.14, whatever comes after.
I tried to forget that as soon as that class was over.
I just know 3.14, and I know on March 14th I can get deals on pies.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all you need to know. I think that's maybe
The useless.
that is a useless talent. You got that one in.
That's crazy. All right, well, keep letting us know what useless skill.
Maybe you'll inspire us
Yeah.
to remember what ours are, because we don't have a clue.
I don't have one right now.
I
but
don't think so either. Or it's probably one of those things you just don't think about because, in
You
fact,
just
it
do
is
it.
useless.
It is
Y'all just
useless.
like remember just like random facts. I mean, that could be useful in a sense, but like just random facts.
It is a
about
good
stuff.
party icebreaker, though. I will say that.
I have
Knowing
for
a
sure.
random
really
facts.
good ability to tell who sings songs, but I can never remember the name of the song. So you can ask me who sings the song, I got it for you. You ask me what the name of the song is, absolutely not.
And that's your useless.
Maybe that is my useless talent. I'm very good at that.
There you go.
Pretty good at trivia. I don't know if it's useless, useful, but I have fun doing it.
That's fun regardless.
yeah. Well, I know a talent that Joel has that's great and it's very useful, and that's talking about the traffic and the weather. I think you're great at that.
Especially
thank
today, because
you.
we actually do have a traffic alert out there.
That's right. We do have a traffic alert for you. Heads up for drivers in downtown Tyler. A portion of College Avenue will be closed starting today. So the road will be closed due to construction and will stretch between Ferguson Street and Irwin Street. While College Avenue will be blocked off, drivers can still travel east and west on Ferguson and Irwin. The fencing along Irwin will also be moved to reopen nearby parking spaces. And don't forget, free parking is available at the Fair Plaza and Smith County parking garages. So keep that in mind. If you're heading in that direction for today, if you're heading over to I-20, things are still in pretty good shape. We got a 2-hour commute to Dallas and a 90-minute commute over to Shreveport. That's an hour and 30 minutes for you. We got an hour and 30 minutes to get to Lufkin as well if you're heading southbound on US 69, and a 2.5-hour commute up to Denison if you're heading that far. But overall, no major slowdowns for this morning and no weather out there to really slow you down either. We are nice and clear on our CBS19 live radar, and that will be the case for pretty much all of the afternoon. I can't rule out maybe a couple of showers from the heat of the day, but anything that does develop will be really, really tiny, really short-lived, maybe last you maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I'm calling maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 showers for today. Most everybody will be staying dry. The coverage does increase going into Wednesday and Thursday, which I'll show you what that looks like in your full forecast coming up. But your commute forecast all the way through this morning, giving you green lights for this morning. Temperature starting off near 70 degrees. We're up to 93 for this afternoon, with mostly just partly cloudy skies. Again, nothing to really impact your commute. That's why I'm giving you green all the way through 6.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Well, protein gets all the buzz when it comes to a healthy diet, but experts say another nutrient may be just as important, and it's one most of us aren't getting enough of. The surprising food hero that we should all be adding to our plates. Straight ahead.
And coming up in sports, we're talking about a tough one for the Texans if you watched last night. Plus, a look at week 4 of the high school football season. We've got that for you when we come back.
It's time for CBS 19 Sports.
Welcome back, East Texas. I'm Damian Bartonic, and you know what time it is. Time to talk all things sports. And this morning, we're starting off with some baseball. We got a huge series between the Rangers and the Astros that began last night as the Rangers battle for a playoff spot while the Stros are fighting for first place in the AL West. Right here off the top rope, man. The Stros are going to jump in front 2-0, but man, it came at a cost. You see Yordan Alvarez twist his ankle there crossing home plate, and he would actually be pulled with a left ankle sprain, but the Rangers would fight back in the fifth. Hey, Josh Young, just a sky-high fly ball to left. That eventually comes down in the Crawford boxes, and we are tied at 2. Later on in the inning, Josh Smith, my man, joins the party, bashing a single to center to bring Dylan Moore around to score. 3-2 advantage now for the Rangers, but that just woke up the Stros, man. Subbing in for the injured Yordan Alvarez, here is Zach Cole, and that kid is just a baller. That ball ain't coming back. Goodbye. Through his first 4 games, Cole is hitting over 460 with an OPS near 1,500. And he'd pick up another ribby later on in this one as the Astros win 6-3. And taking a look at the American League West standings, the Mariners, the Athletics, and the Angels were all off last night. So Houston gains a half game on Seattle while Texas falls to 3.5 games back of first place. In the AL wildcard race, Rangers are 3 games back of a playoff spot, tied with the Guardians. Game 2 of the Lone Star Series is coming up tonight at 7:10. Hey, on Monday Night Football, the Texans got off to a hot start. C.J. Stroud found Nico Collins early in the first quarter. That was a beautiful throw, beautiful catch. But later on, Baker Mayfield going to do a little bit of his own. Ryan Miller he finds, and guess what? We're all tied at 7 at this one. Second quarter now, Houston up 10-7 until Big Bake strikes again. This time he finds Emeka Egbuka, who makes a cut and powers his way into the end zone. Now down 14-13, it's crunch time, and Jalen Noel with an absolute heater of a punt return right here. 53 yards to give the Texans excellent field position. And guess what? They take advantage on this next play right here. Nick Chubb takes the handoff to the crib, 25 yards to the house. That puts Houston back up. But guess what? Baker again drives him down, and Rachaad White scores. Tampa Bay wins this one 20-19. The Texans are 0-2 to start the season. Wow. Well, sticking to the gridiron, it's time to get ready for week 4 of Under the Lights. I can't believe it's week 4, but we're here. And it's crazy. We're already almost halfway through the season. And this past Friday, we had an incredible game of the week between Lindale and Van. I was there. That literally came down to the final seconds. And this week's matchup has the potential to be just as good. It's going to be a dogfight, y'all. Chapel Hill at Carthage. 2 powerhouses, 2 undefeated squads, an unstoppable force, and an immovable object. I'll be reporting live from Bulldog Stadium for what is going to be an electric game of football. And as for my boys Jimmy Searfoss and Dan Millay and our Under the Lights kickoff show, they're heading to Tiger Town. Troop is hosting Rusk at Tiger Stadium, and Troop has been tremendous to begin the year. They're 3-0 and coming off a 62-0 butt whooping of Harleton, and they're starting to just catch people's attention, man. The Eagles, meanwhile, are looking for their first win here in 2025 and falling by just 1 possession against Diboll 27-20 last week. So, hey, be sure to catch us at 6:30 for the Under the Lights kickoff show. It's going to be a great game. And, of course, come on back from 10 to 11 for all the highlights from throughout Beast, Texas. Hey, lots to look forward to this week. I'm excited. This is going to be a lot of good games. And that's all the time I have for you in sports this morning. But I think Jesus and Dana got something important to do, a little bit of cutting. So I guess we got to figure that out, yeah?
We do. We're about to step away for a moment while we do our over-the-air broadcast. With a quick news update, 7:23 this morning. We'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thanks for being with us for this news update. In Hawkins, city leaders plan to meet again with a new budget proposal in the coming weeks.
Yeah, last night, Hawkins leaders turned down two proposals that would have drastically cut funding to the city's police and fire departments. One plan would have cut the police budget by more than half. The other one dropped it even lower and also proposed cutting the fire department's budget by nearly in half. The discussion came months after Mayor Deb Rushing fired all four of the city's police officers, citing improper hiring. And the last remaining officer, Lieutenant Eric Tuma, was dismissed in June. At that time, Tuma said two former officers had filed a lawsuit against the mayor and the city. And since then, Wood County deputies have been handling law enforcement in Hawkins.
A fire that tore through a Longview home over the weekend is now under investigation as arson. The fire broke out just after 9:30 Saturday morning at a home in the 100 block of Houston Street, that's near Timpson Park. When crews arrived, they found heavy smoke and flames coming from the front of the house. 3 people were displaced and 1 firefighter was treated for minor injuries while battling that blaze. Investigators estimate damage to the home at around $80,000. Anyone with information on how that fire started should call the Longview Fire Department. Well, it is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we'll be sharing stories to celebrate East Texans' rich culture.
That's right. For nearly 2 decades, a family-run shop in Marshall has been more than just a place to grab free groceries. Fruteria Perlita has become a gathering spot that honors Hispanic culture. And owners Estefania and Jose Luis Valle named the shop after their youngest daughter, Perlita. While a traditional fruteria has fresh produce, this store goes beyond that, offering everything from chips to candy to piñatas and, yes, even some shoes. The Valle family came to Marshall seeking opportunity that they built here.
And I think it's great that they have a place here where they can bring that and share that with everybody else in the community.
The Valle family says Fruteria Perlita isn't just a business, it is a testament to their hard work and faith. How cool is that?
It's great.
Yeah.
Just like it is outside right now. Looking pretty good out there.
Absolutely. It's in pretty good shape for this morning, this afternoon. Likely going to be the same case. Can't rule out maybe a couple of stray pop-up showers, but most everybody will be staying dry. But nobody's safe from the heat and the humidity for today. We'll drop down to the upper 60s to low 70s for the overnight. A little bit more widespread of a chance for some isolated to scattered showers as we move into Wednesday afternoon. Rinse and repeat as we move into Thursday as well. We're actually watching for a cold front to move in Thursday afternoon, actually more so Thursday evening into Friday morning, with a better chance of more widespread rain. But in the meantime, still expecting some isolated to scattered showers for your Thursday afternoon. Likely looking at maybe trace amounts of rain, maybe up to a quarter to a half an inch. It's not going to be all that much. Your 7-day forecast shows a 20% chance of rain for today, elevating it up to a 30% chance for Wednesday and Thursday. Then a 40% chance comes in on Friday, tapering off by Saturday, picking back up for Sunday and into your first day of fall.
Welcome back to Morning Y'all here on CBS 19 Plus. This is what's coming up in our second half hour. From food to tradition, one Marshall shop is serving up more than just nostalgia. It is sharing a piece of Hispanic with the community.
And later we'll show you how East Texans are being honored for fighting hunger in our own backyards.
And we have a very hot and humid forecast with mostly a mix of clouds and sun all the way through this morning and into this afternoon. We'll peak somewhere in the low 90s. Over the next 3 days, we are watching for additional rain chances to come into the forecast for Wednesday, Thursday, and especially into Friday. I'll show you what that looks like ahead in your forecast on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Together, we're putting East Texas first. You're watching Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus.
Good morning, y'all, on this Tuesday. Thank you for staying with us on CBS 19 Plus. I'm Dana Dixon.
So glad you're staying with us. I'm Jesus Martinez. Well, you just heard El Grito, or the cry of independence. That was Claudia Sheinbaum. It was her first grito, and she's also the first woman to lead the nation. And it's a pivotal part of celebrating Mexican Independence Day. It remembers the moments in which a priest rang the bell at a parish on the morning of September 16, 1810, to call on Mexicans to rise against the Spanish crown and fight for independence. And this week marks the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. It is a month-long celebration that celebrates the diverse cultures, histories, and contributions of American citizens with ancestors from Spain, Mexico, the Caribbean, Central, even South America. And Governor Greg Abbott issued a proclamation this week. For that, he shared the history between Texas and Hispanic cultures and the contributions of Hispanic Americans. And Hispanic Heritage Month continues all the way through October 15th. And according to the latest census, it estimates more than 68 million people identify as ethnically Hispanic in the U.S. And all month long here at CBS 19, we'll be sharing those stories that matter most to our community right here. And for nearly 2 decades, a family-run shop in Marshall has been more than just a place to grab some simple groceries.
Yeah, Fruteria Perlita has become a gathering spot that celebrates Hispanic culture. And for the Valle family, it's also a testament to hard work and faith. CBS 19's Ayana Aird has that story.
Here at Fruteria Perlita, you'll find a little bit of everything, all while celebrating and sharing Hispanic culture right here in Marshall. This isn't your typical fruit store. They have it all.
We have all kinds of candy products from Mexico. So like if you like the little paletas, we have those here. They're blankets. And these are the piggy banks from Mexico.
The idea for the shop came from a relative who ran a similar business. Owner Jose Luis moved to Marshall in the 70s, and years later he met his wife, Estefania. To honor their family, they named the store after their youngest daughter, Perlita.
He came here single. He was actually 15 when he first came here. Worked, and then he went back in his 20s, met my mother, and they married in Mexico. And then they moved back to the States.
Like many immigrants who come to the United States, they were seeking opportunity, carrying a backpack full of dreams.
Nuestros sueños, primeramente.
We give thanks to God that we have made our dream a reality, that we came to this place to work hard and to work strongly, because we opened the fruit store thinking that we would.
And to keep their doors open,
we keep working, fighting, and looking for ways to keep it open. Keep working, see how we're going to keep fighting. With the economic solution we have, with the sales we can make, and thanks to the support of the people.
And one thing that keeps customers coming back year after year is their famous tacos.
Your food is ready.
Gracias. Muy bien. Favorite?
Yes, yeah, baby. I like it, the taco.
But it's more than good food. Fruteria Perlita is about celebrating Hispanic culture and passing on a legacy.
It's like bringing something from Mexico here, which is our roots, teaching my children and my grandchildren where we came from, where we are from.
And I think it's great that they have a place here where they can bring that and share that with everybody else in the community.
And for the Valle family, Fruteria Perlita isn't just a business, it's a testament to hard work and faith.
Sí, cuando uno se viene de su país.
To work, fight, and be constant in everything. You have to respect in everything, and thanks to God, those dreams that we had came true.
In Marshall, I'm Ayana Aird, CBS 19.
Thank you, Ayana. Well, September is Hunger Action Month, and the East Texas Food Bank is recognizing donors for their contributions. The nonprofit hosted their 6th annual Hunger Hero Awards yesterday. The event honored community partners, volunteers, and corporate donors who contributed over 51,000 volunteer hours last year. 1 in 5 adults and 1 in 4 children in East Texas face food insecurity. St. Vincent de Paul, a long-term partner, provided over 1.7 million meals. The event also recognized Mike Algar posthumously for his significant contributions to the retail donation program.
It was a tremendous honor to get a lifetime achievement for Mike Algar. He was a tireless servant leader who was constantly doing everything he could to feed the hungry.
You can always donate or volunteer at the easttexasfoodbank.org.
All right, you've never heard of them, but maybe they just maybe gave the most best and surprisingly musically performances of the year. Say that 2 times.
Yeah, and as Sean Giggy shows us, he was there for the encore. Take a look.
It's karaoke night at the String Bean in Richardson. And when Christy Medeiros, known professionally as DJ C-Ray, started DJing here just a few weeks ago, she never expected to hear such an astonishing performance. It happened when 77-year-old Jerry Guy stepped to the mic.
And when they started singing it and they knew every word, I was like, I have to capture it.
Jerry was actually there with a friend. They sang a duet, and when they began, jaws hit the floor. 2 seniors, nearly 80, singing rap. What a sound.
It's such a shock when they hear that first come out of our mouths.
Everyone was singing and dancing, and it was awesome. It was just so cool.
Christy shared video of the performance on TikTok, racking up nearly 500,000 views. Jerry says it's the first time he and his friend, Ben Coker, have gone viral. But surprisingly, not their first time performing the song. Jerry says he first sang Low by Flo Rida years ago, surrounded by people more than half his age.
And after we got through singing, this young man came up to me and goes, "You need to go work the crowd. The girls love you guys." And I went, "Son, at my age, you bring your own girl with you. You don't go chasing them around."
Still, their popularity has never been hotter. The following week, it was standing room only. Newcomers eager to see what was next.
I think my next suggestion to Ben is he needs to learn Yeah by Usher.
Time to start practicing for an encore.
I will. Yeah.
In Richardson, I'm Sean Giggy.
Oh my goodness, I love that. I love that they're like hip with the music and the times.
And they're not afraid to be themselves.
Exactly. They're just young on the inside.
That's right.
We're going to be there for the encore.
The second encore.
The second encore.
Love
It'll
it.
be great.
That was fantastic.
All right, move over, Messi fans. One lucky collector just paid a cool $1.5 million for a Lionel Messi's rookie card. Yep, that's right, a single soccer card. Can you believe it? I wish I had that card. The 2004-05 Panini Mega Cracks rookie card was graded a perfect 10, making it the most expensive soccer card ever sold. Looks like Messi isn't just scoring goals on the pitch, he is breaking records in the collector's market too. I guess for some people their hobby really kicks in and costs quite the fortune.
Man.
Why did I not collect those cards?
From the beginning.
I needed the foresight to do that. When I was younger, I did collect baseball cards for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I got tired of it.
Do you collect cards too? What makes a card a perfect 10 or like a good score?
How much time you got?
Well, you got
It has to be in mint shape. It's got to look good, right? But it's also got to be a good player.
But the smallest minor imperfection that you don't see, that's like to the naked eye, you know, like you need like a magnifying glass to really look at it and it's the process. I know for certain, like that's a PSA card, so they still do it by eye. But a lot of these places now are doing it using AI.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Yeah. So it takes a lot to get a 10. If you get one, hallelujah. I mean,
it'll cost you that much.
Yeah.
What's the most you've ever sold one for?
Oh man, the most I've sold a card for is, I'd probably say like $800.
What's the most you bought one for?
Like $350.
That's not bad.
Yeah. No, nothing too crazy. I mean,
Are some of them priceless to you?
Oh, and all my Jaden Daniels cards are priceless to me. I could never sell them.
Oh man. All right. Well, here's something for the baby that'll truly has a little bit for everything in a stroller that is more James Bond than a jungle gym. Aston Martin is teaming up with luxury baby brand Egg to create a high-end stroller that will set you back more than $3,000.
Wow.
The stroller comes with sleek lines, honeycomb detailed wings, and even leather accents pulled from Aston Martin car interior. So yes, your toddler can now roll in style and probably more in luxury than your daily commute, more than we could all have combined.
Unless that stroller is also putting that baby to sleep, I don't think
you don't
so.
want it?
The question is, will the babies remember it?
They won't.
Absolutely not.
They don't care.
Exactly. No. So like,
no, it's more for you than for them. But again, if it can rock that baby to sleep and keep them quiet for
and feed it, entertain it,
so you can get your walk in, your steps in. Yes.
If it can drive by itself.
Mine did not like their strollers. Not
it's like the
one
Tesla
bit.
of strollers.
The Tesla of strollers. Drive by itself, it's nice and luxurious.
Mine would go all stiff when it was time to get in the stroller. Like, you're not putting me in this thing.
Like cats in water, they're like, no.
No, that's exactly it. All right, the waves crashing around the iconic pier in Santa Monica, California are being turned neon pink several times this month as part of an effort to track ocean currents. You can see it right there. UCLA scientists overseeing the so-called Barbie Beach experiment say fluorescent pink dye that they are putting in the Pacific Ocean is temporary and it's not toxic, so that's good news. Researchers are tracking where the dye travels to review how the man-made breakwater affects water quality in the area. Now, it was originally constructed back in 1934 to protect the beach, but over the years, storms have taken their toll, so we'll have to see how this goes. But yeah, it is more Barbie Beach than it is, regular beach.
What was that mascot on the boat?
I don't know.
I was looking at that.
It's
right there. It's an octopus.
It is an octopus
right behind you.
Okay, I couldn't tell what it was. It was an octopus. Just
hopefully they get what they're going for. I think they're probably alerting the public more than anything to let them know, hey, this isn't like blood in the water or something like that.
The same Jaws in real life.
Right.
Right. That's what I was going for.
While it looks pink, it could also look a little red.
And dangerous, but it's not.
Same color as the octopus there.
Look at a little octopus over there doing its business.
All right, well, as you get ready to head out, Joel wants to tell you what the weather's like. It's not my fault that it's going to be hot.
Yeah. Well,
Blame the messenger.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Blame me. Yeah, no, I wish I could change those temperatures. Eventually, those temperatures will begin to cool, but over the next few days, if you want to get some yard work done, today and maybe the mornings of Wednesday and Thursday are going to be your best shot. I think most of us will be dry for today, so I'm calling it good. Okay for both Wednesday and Thursday. When there's rain on Wednesday and Thursday, it's mainly going to be in the afternoon. So if you want to get some yard work done, I would definitely aim for the mornings, and temperatures are going to be still above average by maybe about 5 degrees or so, maybe slightly cooler than that. But there will be some room for temperatures to be slightly below average, especially when the rain chances come into the picture. We're talking Friday, Saturday, potentially into Sunday as well. We're talking about temperatures in the upper 80s possible. Our average, 89, that will start to fall. We are expected to be just a little bit below that as we head into Friday. And then we got Saturday and Sunday at 90 degrees. And our first day of fall, we have that potential to see 86 degrees, 87 by Tuesday of next week. And then we are looking to hover just below 90 degrees within that time frame. And of course, talking about those rain chances, giving you a 20% chance for rain for this afternoon, 1 or 2 showers. That's about it. And whatever develops will be really, really tiny, really short-lived. It's not going to be all that impactful. So that's why I'm giving you that 20% chance, 30% chances for Wednesday and Thursday, and especially Friday, we got that larger chance for rain as a cold front moves through. That's going to bring forth a more widespread chance for rain across all of East Texas. That tapers off by Saturday. Sunday and Monday, those rain chances pick up once again in the form of isolated showers. I'll show you what those rain showers could potentially look like on your future Skycast coming up.
All right, thanks, Joel. 7:47 still ahead. A new study from the Mayo Clinic is revealing surprising causes of heart attacks in adults under 65, especially in women. Researchers say more than half aren't caused by clogged arteries, meaning these cases can often go undiagnosed or misdiagnosed. We'll break down what doctors want you to know straight ahead.
Time for your health news this Tuesday. A new study reveals that some of the hidden causes of heart attacks in adults under 65, especially women. Mayo Clinic researchers found that more than half of heart attacks in adult women under 65 are not caused by clogged arteries, but rather from non-traditional causes like embolism or other heart conditions. The findings are significant because many of these non-traditional causes are often misdiagnosed. From social media trends to fad diets, so much is out there about eating high amounts of protein. Mandy Gaither has more on how much protein the average person actually needs and why experts say having a healthy diet is all about balance.
It's part of a healthy diet. Protein from sources like lean meats, chicken, eggs, and legumes can help you build and maintain muscle, but it should be just one part of your plate.
If protein has the best PR team in nutrition right now, fiber is really the unsung hero.
Michelle Cardell with Weight Watchers International says fiber gets lost in the protein hype, but it deserves just as much, if not more, attention. She says trends like the carnivore diet, made up of only animal products, are concerning.
It's extremely restrictive, cutting out nearly all plant foods, which are going to be rich sources of fiber and vitamins, minerals, and then phytochemicals that are linked to long-term health.
Cardell says actual protein needs vary based on age, body composition, activity level, and health goals. But she says a good rule of thumb for more sedentary adults is about 1 gram of protein per kilogram of weight. So for a person who weighs 150 pounds, that translates to about 68 grams of protein each day.
More active individuals or older adults, those who are seeking weight loss, and those looking to build or preserve muscle may benefit, though, from higher intakes.
Cardell says to aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, but also make sure to keep a balance with your eating patterns.
As a dietitian, it would make my heart very happy if everyone's plate included a lean source of protein, a great source of fiber, and some healthy fats to help with that heart health and brain health.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
All right, good morning, everybody. Let's get into your forecast for today. Temperatures still right a little bit above average across the area. We'll see temperatures this afternoon in the low to mid 90s across the area. Going into our central parts of the area, we could see as high as 93 to 94 degrees with that mix of clouds and sun, and about 92 to 94 degrees in our southernmost parts of the area. Still holding on to that mix of clouds and sun with a couple of showers, maybe 1 or 2 may develop out of the heat of the day, but that is about it. Most everybody will be staying dry into this afternoon. We'll be falling into the upper 60s to the low 70s for the overnight tonight. More of a widespread chance of isolated to scattered showers will exist as we move into Wednesday afternoon. Those will fade away as the sun sets, and we'll be dropping into the upper 60s to low 70s once again to start your Thursday. Another round of pop-up showers all across the area as we move into Thursday. We are watching for a cold front to move in a larger area of rain into Friday morning. There it is right there, modeled over here in Oklahoma. That'll be making its way further to the south as that cold front moves in a little bit closer. So that is what we're watching for specifically Friday morning. We could have that potential to pick up at least maybe half an inch, maybe 3/4, maybe even an inch in some locations. Most of the rain actually will set up off to the west, but we will still have that chance to get in at least 1/4 of an inch of rain across all of East Texas. Your 7-day forecast shows that elevated chance for rain moving into Wednesday and Thursday, especially going into Friday. We got that 40% chance for the morning. Temperatures dropping into the upper 80s. Things taper off by Saturday, pick back up by Sunday, and even taper into Monday as well.
All right, who wants to get back to our question of the day?
Let's do
Me
it.
too.
Let's do it, because I
do.
know Joel has another useless skill he wants to tell us about. So what is your useless skill that you are strangely proud of, Joel?
Okay, so obviously this is not going to be perfect, but I do have a thing for remembering when things came out, like TV shows, movies, even amusement park rides.
Really?
Like I could tell you, like Disneyland opened in 1955, Disney World opened in 1971, the first PlayStation came out in 1995.
Useless dates.
Just useless dates. Yeah.
I like
There you
that.
go.
I remember things that are like when things happen years by like songs. Do you know what I mean? Like this happened. This song was popular when I was in this grade. Now I don't know what I do.
No. It goes back to what we were talking about with the birthdays. What was popular back then?
I love music because all of mine is surrounded by music.
I don't think I have any unuseful, or not useful. What is it?
Useless?
Useless.
Useless.
It's early morning. Useless.
All his talents are very useful.
They're very useful if I have any. That is the trick, if I have any.
Of course you do.
We'll see if I have any. Damien, you got any more useless skills or talents?
I'm out of guesses, man.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about
You ought to
it.
remember like some of the years that like the Commanders won or whatever.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like I remember. I guess that's useless because especially
Or just
like
NFL in general. I should
yeah,
say.
like I guess there's stuff like that. Like there's sports things like I remember or players I remember, but
Or how many passing yards they had one year. Rushing yards.
Depends on but it depends on the player. Like
If you liked them.
and it's also like how often do I think about that? Like I don't think about it, you know what I mean? So
But if you can spout it off, it's still useless.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. Yeah. So I guess that would be mine.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, what you do is pretty useful. I mean, for your job, for sure.
Absolutely.
I don't know. This is a good question.
Yeah.
I have
this is a
another
great
one.
question.
I can remember things. It's helpful to me, but I'll go. It starts with a P.
And that's it.
And then but then I eventually remember it. I just go through the alphabet.
That's snowball effect.
I go through the alphabet and I try to figure it out.
That's probably why she's so good at Wordle.
Maybe.
It starts with one letter and you just snowball to the rest. There's this other comment on another page I found that had like a similar question. Someone said, "My wife is amazed at how quickly I can grate a block of cheese." Someone said, "That's not useless. That's a great skill."
Yeah.
G-R-A-T.
Grating cheese.
Oh, this is terrible.
Love it.
There you go.
All right, we are about to step away for a moment and let you not have to hear about our useless talents
My dad
anymore
jokes.
while we break into our over-the-air broadcast with a news update.
Yeah, we'll be right back here on CBS 19 Plus. Good morning, y'all. I'm Jesus Martinez.
And I'm Dana Dixon. Thank you for being with us for this news update. A heartbreaking loss at Mount Vernon ISD. A high school student has died after a crash. It happened over the weekend. The district released a statement saying, quote, "This loss touches every corner of our community, and we extend our deepest sympathy to the student's family and loved ones." The district says counselors are available for students struggling to cope, and families are being urged to check in with their children during this difficult time.
Meanwhile, a student was removed from a Huntington ISD campus after a weapon was found inside their car at Pride Alternative campus. District leaders say no students or staff were ever in danger and that the safety of the district remains their top priority. However, it's still unclear what type of weapon was found or whether the student will face any charges. Happening today, Smith County Commissioners are set to make a critical decision this morning on whether to cut the salary of County Clerk Karen Phillips. She was convicted in interfering with public duties tied to her son's arrest. The Commissioners Court will get a legal briefing today on whether elected officials convicted and jailed can continue to receive their pay and then decide how to handle Phillips's case. She has also asked for a review to see if other convicted officials have had their salaries docked because of criminal acts.
Well, there is growing concern in Upshur County where the Texas Rangers are stepping in to investigate another embezzlement case at the Union Grove Water Supply Corporation. District Attorney Billy Bird says an employee is accused of stealing more than $100,000, a serious allegation that comes on the heels of two previous cases tied to the same office. Bird says he brought in the Texas Rangers to ensure a full investigation, and he is urging customers not to pay in cash and to check for any suspicious activity on their accounts. Past cases in 2013 and 23 involved two different employees and thousands of dollars in stolen funds. We'll continue following this investigation and bring you updates as we learn more.
All right, let's get to check that forecast now with Joel. Sunny blue skies today so far.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful sight so far, and I think it's a mostly dry forecast into this afternoon, maybe 1 or 2 showers. That is all that is going to be happening for this afternoon. Most of us will be dealing with a mix of clouds and sun and mostly dry conditions. We'll see temperatures fall into the upper 60s to near 70 for the overnight. Rain chances pick back up into the afternoon, a little bit more widespread in nature for your Wednesday afternoon. Definitely want to break out those umbrellas by then, and especially going into Thursday as well, more widespread chances for scattered to isolated shower activity across the area. Could have a couple of claps of thunder in there, but most of it will be in the form of showers. As we look at rainfall potential all the way through Thursday evening, a lot of us just picking up maybe trace amounts all the way up to maybe at least 1/4 of an inch under some of those heavier downpours, but most of it will be pretty small and very light in nature. Our 7-day forecast shows that we'll be in the low to mid 90s all the way through the rest of this week, potentially in the upper 80s by Friday. That's our better chance for rain. Things taper off by Saturday, pick back up by Sunday, and into your first day of fall.
We have some breaking news just coming into the newsroom. Oscar-winning actor and director Robert Redford has died. According to CBS News, his publicist confirmed he passed away in his sleep at his home in Utah, but there's not an exact cause of death just yet. Redford's career spanned decades, starring in classics like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, The Way We Were, and Out of Africa. In 1981, he won the Academy Award for Best Director for Ordinary People, cementing his legacy as one of Hollywood's greats. Robert Redford was 89.
Hey, to tune out the news before you head out the door this morning. Hawkins leaders are heading back to the table after rejecting 2 controversial budget plans that would have slashed money for the city's police and fire departments. The council is expected to review a new budget proposal in the coming weeks after turning down cuts that would have reduced the police funding by more than half. For now, Wood County deputies continue to handle law enforcement in Hawkins.
Smith County commissioners are weighing whether an elected official convicted of a crime should still get paid. Clerk Karen Phillips was convicted earlier this year of interfering with public duties tied to her son's arrest and could see her salary reduced depending on today's court decision.
And the suspect accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk could appear in court virtually today. The FBI says DNA evidence and alleged online messages point to his involvement. Prosecutors are expected to formally file charges as this investigation continues.
And today we got another hot and humid day, that is for sure. We'll see high temperatures in the low to mid 90s with a mix of clouds and sun for the most part. Can't rule out maybe a couple of pop-up showers, but most of us will again be staying dry. This is what it looks like on your future skycast. So starting you off at 4 o'clock, just a couple of spotty showers. That's about it. Most of us will be staying dry. We'll be falling into the upper 60s to low 70s to start your Wednesday. More of a widespread chance of showers will come into the forecast by Wednesday afternoon, and even more so as we move into Thursday. Temperatures starting off in the upper 60s for Thursday morning, and into the afternoon we'll see highs in the upper 80s to low 90s with again another round of pop-up showers and thunderstorms all across East Texas. And we're also watching for a cold front to move in by Thursday evening and into Friday morning. That will give us an increased chance of rain for your Friday. Here's what your 7-day forecast looks like. So we got a 20% chance for today, a 30% chance as we move into Wednesday and Thursday, up to a 40% chance by Friday. Things taper off by Saturday. We got more isolated shower chances for your Sunday and even into your first day of fall.
All right, Joel, thanks so much. Fall makes me smile, and so will this. High school football Friday night lights just got a little bit more brighter and a little more historic as well. Student section going crazy. These 2 sophomores are about to see traded their soccer cleats for football cleats, becoming the first girls ever to suit up as kickers for the University School Milwaukee. After a season-open injury, the girls stepped in, bringing in skill, nerves, and plenty of heart. Their first kick, however, was blocked, but Coach Summers says it's all right. It's only the beginning of a long, exciting season, and these 2 girls are already making a huge part of history on that team this year.
Yes.
It's history.
That's awesome.
I can attest that, in soccer, those girls can kick that ball.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Far.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm also curious. I would love to hold a kick for one of them, see how far they can boot it.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't kick you.
Oh, that's always a big scare. I've done a couple stories on kickers before, and that's like the big thing I'm worried about. It's like, oh man, please don't kick my
Please
finger.
don't do it.
Yeah.
Or don't pull a Charlie Brown where you move the ball out.
That's not right.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure it's a little bit different kicking a football rather than a soccer ball. One's round, one is more like dome shaped. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah.
Football shape.
Yeah.
So it's an adjustment, but I'm sure they'll do great. So congrats to them.
Yeah, congratulations to them.
Thanks for stepping in, and thank you for continuing your day with us here on Morning Y'all on CBS 19 Plus. Catch the noon show coming up here and also on CBS 19 Plus.
That's right.
Yes.
Keep it here for the latest news and weather all throughout the day. Here's what's coming up right here on CBS 19 Plus. Hope you have a good day and hope to see you dark and early tomorrow morning.